Hey guys, it's Felicia with Happily EverAfter Living. So today I thought I would do 8 miles of gratitude. May just end up doing 10. I don't know. I'm here, new location, beautiful location. And here, let me show you. So it's my Sunday morning walk and I wanted to switch things up a little bit. We're gonna do this. Let's go do it. So at this point in my journey, I'm around week 27-ish and 228 pounds. So far, it's taken me around 3 hours to complete 8 miles. So since I'm feeling pretty good today, I was gonna do 8, but I think I'll just go ahead and walk for 10 miles. That'll probably be my longest one so far. So I'm hoping to make it around 3.5 hours. So I have a little extra time today, so I want to try to push it. That's what I do. I'm constantly trying to push myself a little bit further each time. That's like with everything in life, honestly. I mean, you guys saw me try to squeeze in those size 12 jeans early. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Right, so just finished the first mile at a 19:20 pace, and the first thing that's coming up for me this morning as I'm walking around this lake is sometimes you have to put things in front of you that you want in your life. I remember like years ago when I first started walking around this particular lake, that's when I first got the desire that I wanted to live on a lake. And the only person that I really shared that with was my daughter. When she was younger, like I would bring her out here and just tell her like, hey, one day we're gonna live on the lake. Actually, at the time I thought it was gonna be this particular lake until I decided I wanted to retire early. So bought on a smaller, more affordable to us lake. But yeah, so that's the first thing that came up for me, is like just thinking about how that was years ago when I first started having that dream and that vision. And like today, I'm actually living it. So I'm very thankful and appreciative to God for giving me some of the other desires of my heart. So just finished mile 2 at an 18:21 pace. I saw 2 couples walking, and what came up for me, of course, obviously it made me think about my husband and things I appreciate about him. Like, I'm very thankful. Like, in our relationship, in our marriage, I'm definitely like the visionary, but he's the leader. And I'm just thankful for the role that he plays, because if it was up to me, like, you come up with different ideas all the time. And I love that he's the one that's like stable and more level-headed than I am, like more, maybe a little bit more realistic sometimes, because but yeah, so I'm thankful for the way that he works hard for our family, but not just works hard for our family, but I'm thankful for the way that he leads. Let's get out there. Alright guys, we got mile 3 done in 18:22, and during mile 3, actually 2 and 3, I passed a couple of my friends' homes. What's coming up for me now is I'm just so thankful and appreciative for friends. I'm thankful for like the way that God has like blessed them in their own personal lives and within their families, but also I'm just thankful for connection. Like, human connection is really important to me, and I'm thankful to have friends that I truly connect with on like a deep level and not like superficial. So yeah, mile 3, I am thankful for good friendships, strong friendships, and good connection. mile 4. I finished in 1933, but I knew that one was gonna be slower. I was walking and I could see the 2 dogs before they saw me, and the owner had just let out his 2 German Shepherds, and I can hear them and see them before they saw me. So I turned back around. I'm sure there's probably like an electrical fence, but they were coming full speed. What a lot of people don't know about me is that I used to be like deathly afraid of dogs, like horribly. Even when I did home health, when I first started doing home health and I was living in Georgia, just imagine Georgia, like everybody has a dog, lots of them. Most homes did, because they lived out on rural land, so they could just have as many dogs as they wanted. But so I started putting myself through therapy by getting a dog, a small dog that will grow large. I can get over my fear of dogs and large dogs, and it worked. But what happened is I actually turned into like the dog whisperer. Talk to my husband, any of the kids, they'll tell you that dogs are just attracted to me now. It's so weird. As a matter of fact, at our old house before we moved, every dog that ever went missing in the neighborhood or missing in general would end up at our house. That's kind of crazy. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Sometimes even if a dog has an electrical fence, I think they'll take a chance at me. I'm thankful that I've gotten over somewhat my fear of dogs, because even now living here in Florida with home health, there's dogs everywhere. But yeah, I'm thankful for that. But I'm also thankful, can I do 2? Should I save it? No. I'm also thankful for my instincts. I think they have served me extremely well in my life, and I can tell you 2 things that I think have helped strengthen my instincts, like to know when and how to go with my gut. The first one was when I gave my life to Christ. My gut, my inner voice, him, strengthened even more. And then the second, actually there's 3. The second was when I was in the military, like just being more aware, learning to be more aware of my surroundings. Like that kind of kicked in a lot more because I was taught and instructed. And the third was when I became a mom, because there's just something about being a mom and learning how to protect and nurture that I can't even explain it. I don't even think science can explain it. But yeah, so thankful that I'm no longer deathly afraid of dogs, and I'm thankful for my gut instincts. I almost forgot what I was saying about the dog thing was that sometimes if I went to a patient's home and they had dogs, I would call the agency and tell them I couldn't see that patient. Isn't that like patient abandonment or something? I don't know. Mile 5 complete, 1849. 5. What came up for me, because I passed one of my previous patients' homes, is when I first moved back, like where I live in 2007, it was with the intentions of, you know, if I'm going to work in healthcare and I'm going to take care of people, I really did want to take care of like people in my own community. And that was just a thought, you know. But now, 2007, so I don't know, what is that, like 15, 16 years? I had no idea how rewarding that would be. It feels really good to not only live in a community that you love, but also be able to serve that community and to give back in ways that, I mean, think about it, like as a physical therapist, I'm giving people their ability to be able to walk, be able to take showers, to be able to dress themselves, like basic day-to-day activities that we all take for granted until we're unable to do them. So I had no idea as to how rewarding that would be for me. Finished mile 6, 1922. Thankful for What I was thinking about during mile 6 is I'm thankful for the brand in which I'm trying to build, Happily Ever After Living, because I truly want people to learn. I truly want people to learn and to see that you really can build the life that you want in a body that you love and on a budget that you can afford. You don't have to be unhappy. So yeah, mile 6, there's a lot more to come from Happily Ever After Living. That's what I'm thankful for. But regarding like on a budget that you love, like one thing that I've realized is that it does not take a lot of money to live a happy life, because honestly, happiness comes from within, once you're happy and you have joy and peace within yourself, a lot of other things are not as important. They don't matter. And in a body that you love, it's not just about like weight, but even as a physical therapist, you know, I see people that have had knee replacements, amputations, back surgeries. So does it mean that because they have these limitations that they can't be happy? No. Happiness comes from within. It's an inside job, and I can't wait to share more of that with more people. Just finished mile 7 at 20:05. Mile 7, what I'm thankful for. I am thankful that I am intrinsically motivated versus extrinsically. And like, for example, like even with my YouTube channel, I set these like little challenges and goals and things in my head, like for myself. And my purpose and my intent is to, one, keep myself accountable, but also like to inspire other people. Whereas I know some people have YouTube channels because they need like the extrinsically. Don't get me wrong, like it's nice for people to congratulate you and tell you good job and support you. Like that's really nice. But what drives me are the goals that I set for myself. And most times people don't even know, like I've set these weird and audacious goals. So I'm thankful that I'm intrinsically motivated, because right now it's mile 7. Typically I only do 8 miles, so I could be in my last mile, but because I told myself today I think I'm gonna push it and do 10, I want to keep that promise to myself, and I'm gonna do these 10 miles. It's hot, I'm tired, I'm hungry. I've been walking for 2 hours and 15 minutes, but I'm gonna keep the promise I made to myself. Okay, as a coach, I wanted to come back and add to that. Intrinsically versus extrinsically motivated. There's nothing wrong with either. As a matter of fact, they both have their positives and negatives. The skill as an individual is to know which one are you. For instance, my husband, he's extrinsically motivated. Someone challenges him, game on. Game freaking on. You best believe he's gonna win. If someone challenges me and say like, hey, you can't, they've already won. Especially if it's something that I don't really want to do anyways, they've already won. Like I'm not to prove to them. But if it's something that I want to do, it doesn't matter. Like if no one even cares about it at all, I'm still gonna do it. Like just to hype myself up and be like, yes, you did that thing, girl. Yeah, as a coach, I just wanted to hop back in and say, there's nothing wrong with either. They both have their positives. Just learn to be able to identify which one you are and use it to your advantage. Okay, so I just finished mile 8 with a split of 20:07. During mile 8, what kind of my thoughts was that, do you guys know that it's hard to complain and be in a state of gratitude at the same time? So I felt myself not complaining, but definitely mentioning like weather and tired. I don't know if I said I was hungry, but I'm hungry. Actually starting to get a little hangry, but I'm just being a brat, because honestly, when I'm done with this, I'm gonna drive home into my nice home that is air conditioned. How privileged is that? And I'm gonna make myself some yummy coffee and some delicious iced water with lemon And then I'm gonna prepare myself a beautiful salad and have 4 ounces of salmon. And I may even have a little bit of cheese for the fat. How privileged is that, you know? Right now, I'm just thankful that the position that I'm in, being hot, is like temporary. And honestly, I think God was like, girl, shut up. And it's not hot anymore, like the sun disappeared. That's what I'm thankful for. Just finished mile 9 in 1942. I didn't get a chance to record it because something else had my attention. What had my attention was this family that were all out just walking, different ages. I'm talking like grandmother. I'm making assumptions. Like I didn't go over and talk to them and say, what are your relationships? But it looks like grandmother, mom, adult, daughter, one more generation. And it just made me think about how thankful I am for the relationship that I have with our kids, with all 3 kids. You know, I remember when I was carrying Brooklyn, I started reading books about parenting and childbirth, and you know, I was already invested in that kid before she was even here. Like I started reading to her and playing music for her and all of this stuff. But you know, in order to be a good parent, she was probably one of my first major investments. Like I'm talking, yeah, people invest in stock market, real estate, all of that stuff, but you also need to invest in your kids. And with my boys, you know, I spend a lot of time getting to know them, learning their different personality traits, learning the way they learn and the way that they respond, learning how to raise boys. I'm just thankful that I have the opportunity that I do with my boys and my daughter, and that I'm willing to continue to pour into them as long as I live. As long as I'm alive, I'm going to continue to pour into them. Even as they become adults, I'm committed to just doing things to make their lives easier. I'm committed to just being their person, you know? I know eventually they may or may not, I don't know, have spouses of their own, kids of their own, and love them enough to always be willing to fall back. But I still love them enough to where they'll know, they know I'm always here. Mile 9, thankful for the relationship that I have with my children. How cute. Just minding their business. I did it! I did it! I kept a promise to myself. I kept a promise to myself. So mile 10, I finished around 20:49. This your friend, I stopped to talk for a little bit. But I did it, guys, I did it. So for mile 10, I am very thankful that I still have the ability to even do 10 miles. Like last weigh-in, I was 228 pounds. Tell me how many 228-pound women you know that are able to do 10 miles. I'm one of them. So I'm thankful to God for giving me the ability to be able to do these 10 miles today. Thankful for my body for not betraying me, even though I haven't treated it the best. That's not what else I'm thankful for. So living in the South, whenever I go see a lot of my patients, they just insist on giving me something, like to leave the house. And you know, because it's pandemic times, there's not a lot of things we can take, but some of them insist on giving me bottles of water. And I don't know why, but I had a lot of half empty, half full. They felt half full today, half full bottles of water. And I'm thankful for those because I finished them all. Let's take a look. I literally finished all of those bottles. And these were mine. I finished drinking all of those. I finished these. Yeah, delicious. Yeah, so we got it all done. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, getting all 10 miles done. If you made it to the end of this video, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video for week 27's weigh-in. Until the next time, bye!